The first pillar of leading change is transforming scholarship. This first pillar of transforming scholarship is broadly about four pertinent issues. It is about changing the very idea of the university. Secondly, it is about epistemological decolonization. And thirdly, it is about curriculum transformation. And finally, it is about pedagogical change. Changing the very idea of the university is a long-standing decolonial demand that dates back to the times of Edward Wylmot Blydon in Sierra Leone in the 1830s, who advocated an indigenous African university. This demand arose from the existence of a university in Africa, which was imported from elsewhere, rather than an African university which emerging from African historical, cultural, and intellectual soil. This colonial demand for an African university was articulated as a process of Africanization within the broader decolonial agenda in its opposition to European imperialism. The attainment of political independence was not, however, accompanied by a serious commitment to scholarly independence beyond the cosmetic change of name of the universities and giving them vernacular-sounding ones. It is more than the appointment of black university chancellors and vice-chancellors, or increasing the number of black academics and students, and adding the work of African scholarship to existing curriculum. This shallow form of Africanization assumed a reformist character that did not touch the idea of the university and the Eurocentric foundations of knowledge and curriculum in the South African institutions of higher learning. Consequently, the agenda of changing the conceptualization of the university has remained unfinished business in the democratic project across Africa and even beyond. It has come to haunt us today, and the hashtag Rhodes must fall, fees must fall, outsourcing must fall movements have shaken our complacence, and rethinking the university has become an immediate challenge across South Africa and even in other countries. Today, the question of cognitive justice for a people whose very humanity has been questioned, whose rationality has been denied, whose histories have been silenced, and whose knowledges and languages have been relegated, has become a loud and legitimate demand. The challenge is, how do we respond to this demand as a university? The transforming scholarship pillar of changing the university is itself multifaceted and entails the following: recognition of the fact that all human beings are born into a valid and legitimate knowledge system, taking cognitive justice issues seriously through regrounding and recontextualizing the university within African historical, cultural, and intellectual realities, changing the mission and identity of the university to reflect its African location without losing its universality, promotion of Africa-centeredness in research and publications as part of transforming scholarship, addressing the problems of language imperialism through the systematic introduction of African indigenous knowledge systems, the official use of indigenous African languages, and an infusion of African thought into all the academic and intellectual endeavors of the universities, rethinking the curriculum through a careful and systematic critique of Northern epistemic dominance and opening up ecologies of knowledge that reflect the local, African, and global South perspectives. Democratizing how we teach through negotiated, conversational, and dialogical forms that take seriously other forms of teaching and learning, including those indigenous to Africa, and which listen and hear African student voices, and also use an African archive. My hope is that once all of these changes have been made, Unisa will be a truly proud African university in the service of humanity and shaping futures.